If you're a fan of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, then you're going to love this recipe. It's easy to make and tastes just like the real thing. The best thing is it requires no baking and they taste absolutely amazing. So let's get started. To start off, you're going to need 18 ounces of milk chocolate, or you can use 1.5 bags of the 12-ounce milk chocolate chips. I'm going to melt these chocolate chips in the microwave. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to do that because they have a fear that the microwave is going to burn the chocolate chips. But just do it 30 seconds at a time and you'll be fine. Stir it up in between, you won't have any problem. Then the next thing I'm going to do is get my peanut butter mixture together. So I'm going to do equal parts peanut butter and powdered sugar. I've got 3/4 cups of peanut butter and 3/4 cups of powdered sugar. And I'm going to mix these together in a bowl. I could have used the stand mixer, that would have gone a bit faster, but I found this to be just fine. It takes a little bit more elbow grease, but it gets the job done just the same. I'm going to combine this until it becomes smooth. And once that happens, I'll put it in the refrigerator to get a little bit firmer, which will be about 30 minutes. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I'm going to roll these into little balls and flatten them out when I put them into the center of the Reese's cups. So now I'm ready to start making the Reese's cups. Now I've got my chocolate melted and I've got 12 baking cups. So the recipe that I'm giving you is for 12. Now you can also use miniature baking cups if you want to, but these are going to be the regular size baking cups for cupcakes that I'm using. I'm using a cupcake pan because it'll help the Reese's cups retain their form as I'm making them. I'm using a 1 tablespoon scooper, and I like to use this because it helps to get all of the chocolate out. If you don't have one of these, then you can just use a regular tablespoon. It'll work just the same. I also like using it because it helps me to make sure that I'm putting equal amounts in each one of the cups. After I've got all of my baking cups filled with 1 tablespoon of chocolate, the next thing that I need to do is make sure that I get it spread evenly in the cups. And one way to do that is to shake it in circles and it'll start to spread. Or you can tap it on the countertop. That will also work. It'll also get out the air bubbles if there are any. You can also use a knife to spread the chocolate. It'll take a little bit longer, but it'll do the job just the same. I like to do it this way because I find it to be more efficient and it just goes a little bit faster. And to me, it spreads more evenly by doing it this way. The next thing I'll do is refrigerate them until they get hardened. And then I'm going to move on to adding my peanut butter. So I'm going to use the same scooper and take out 1 tablespoon of the peanut butter mixture. I let it sit in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes and it got a little bit firmer, which I needed it to, but it's also still soft and pliable. So I'm rolling it into a ball and then I'm going to flatten it out with my fingers. I need to make sure that I'm not making it too wide because I don't want it touching the edges of the baking cup. Because if the peanut butter touches the edges of the baking cup, then you're actually going to be able to see each one of those layers. Now that may not be a big issue to you, but if you want them to be just like the Reese's peanut butter cups, then you want them to be completely encapsulated with the milk chocolate and not showing individual layers of chocolate, peanut butter, and chocolate from the outside. Plus, if you want to try to cut them, then you're going to have an issue with the peanut butter oozing out of the sides. So it really won't work out that well. Now that I've got all the peanut butter placed in the center, I'm now going to top it all off with the rest of the milk chocolate. Now what you saw me do before to even out all of the chocolate was to move it around in circles or to tap it on the table. Now I'm not going to do that, at least not initially. Instead, I'm starting off by using a knife to even out all of the chocolate. I need to make sure that the peanut butter gets covered in chocolate on all sides before I start to move the pan around in circles to make sure that it's all spread evenly. I'm then going to refrigerate it until it becomes hardened, and then this is what it looks like when it is all done. And just like that, you made Reese's peanut butter cups that taste even better than the real thing. The chocolate's going to taste better, the peanut butter is going to taste better, it's not gritty at all on the inside, and your friends and family are going to love this simple recipe. If you'd like to see this recipe, you can go to cookwithleo.com, which is where you'll find it. Have you ever tried to make your own Reese's cups at home? Let me know in the comments how those turned out. And if you felt like I do, that these are way better than the real thing.